Hi everyone, this is Louisa Joe of louisajoe.com. I'm a business architect for entrepreneurial women ready to trade their jobs for six-figure freedom. I'm here today with one of my amazing clients, Sanae, who has done something absolutely amazing in just a short amount of time. And I wanted to share with you her story and, how she did it. So, hey, Sanae.
Hi.
Awesome to have you here. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do right now?
Yeah, okay. So I'm a business breakthrough coach for coaches. So I work with incredible women coaches to help them get clarity on their purpose and their passion, and to help them create a business out of that passion. So get them really clear on their message and get them to become more visible and out there in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. And what I think is really cool is like so many of my people, you have this story of, you were in a corporate job for so long, you found, it unfulfilling, you decided to make this change. So can you tell us a little bit about that and, what you were doing before?
Yeah, okay. So I spent 20 years in financial services as a sales manager in the corporate world. And I think sort of 3 years prior to me making the leap, I just sort of experienced some personal issues, some challenges that really affected my work life. And as a result of that, I just didn't feel I got the support. After 20 years of being with the same company, I didn't get the support, and I really fell out of love with corporate. I just thought, we're a small fish in a massive machine here. There's no love, no care, and after all the years I've given and I just got, so little support. Fell out of love with it, experienced life coaching. I sought a life coach when I was going through those challenges, and it was so life transformational. I just thought, I want to do this. I want to help people like this coach has helped me. So I retrained, got my coaching certificates and qualifications, and and then I made this massive leap out of my 9 to 5, shocked everybody. My family went crazy, but it had to be done.
Yep, I love that. And I love that you made the leap. You just kind of made that decision and said, this is it, I'm doing it. And, something I'd love for you to share a little bit about is, I know we've been working together for about 3 months, what were you doing before you connected, and, how long ago had you left your job?
Yeah, okay, so I contacted you. I think I'd been a coach for about a year, so I've been coaching for 15 months now, and honestly, I thought it would be easier than it actually was. So I thought, I've been 20 years in sales, I know business, I know management, I know coaching, what else is there to know? So I made this leap, and I had my savings, probably about 12 months worth of savings, and made the leap. And then probably, I was trickling a little bit of income here and there, but not doing a great deal, not like I thought I would be. And I had just over 2 months left of my savings, and fear was setting in. I was losing sleep. I was starting to panic. I hadn't got to the level I needed to be at. And I saw a post from you on Facebook, and I just thought it resonated so deeply with me. And I looked on your website, and I just thought, I need to connect with you. It felt like you were the answer. And I think on that first discovery call, I cried. So that's where I was. And just, I think to invest, I think it was 18,000 that was the amount, and that was all I had left.
Yeah.
That was it for me. And I just thought, I've got to do this. I've got to. It came. I realised, I know, and I knew at the time that there was nothing left for me to do. I had to use that money and invest it wisely.
I just, it's kind of weird for me to be saying this, but I was just so blown away when you told me that. This is kind of, my last $18,000. It's my last, X months savings. After this, I have to make it work, or else I have to, go back to a job. And I just remember thinking, like, I am so blown away by your commitment. And, a phrase I know you like to use is burning the bridges or burning the boats. And just how you were kind of like, no question, this is my last dollar. I'm making it happen no matter what. If this is what I need to do, I know it is. I'm going to invest in that. Can you share with us a little bit about, the mindset behind that? Honestly, I don't know if I'd have that bravery, to be completely honest.
I think when you reach that point, I think there comes a point where I did exactly the same in my 9 to 5. I burnt the boats, and I really believe if you're going to take the island, burn the boats. And I did that when I left my 9 to 5. And I made the leap, and the thought of going back felt like failure to me. The thought of going back felt like my family, my dad was especially kind of disparaging about what I was doing. He couldn't understand it. He thought I was stupid. We struggled to communicate for much of the year. So for me to kind of throw it in and say I need to get a job was just not acceptable to me. And the level of fear that I was in, that this isn't working, it just felt like, well, do it. I have to do it. It just seemed like there was no other option, really. I trusted in you. I knew, that you could get the results or show me how to get the results. And it was the mindset. And actually, after I put the phone down to you and I made the commitment, I relaxed. I kind of leant into it thinking, I'm in safe hands. There's somebody else who's invested in my business as well. So that's how it felt. It felt good actually afterwards.
I'm just so happy to hear that. Well, thank you for sharing. I actually hadn't realized that that's how you felt before, and so that really was heartwarming. Okay, anyways, not to get too sappy, but I'd love for you to share with everyone. We are in month 3, so we'll hold off on that for a second. But just in the first 2 months alone, what happened for you?
Well, it was kind of, and because I had all this information and all sort of knew about sales and business, I just didn't know how to put it together. I didn't have the steps. And to have somebody else coaching me through my fears and mindset and the challenges and the road, all that kind of thing, that within, I think, 4 weeks, I made 5K. And in the previous months, it was, struggling around 2K. So first 2 months we made 5K per month, which suddenly felt like I can do this consistently. I've done it twice. There's nothing stopping me now. I'd rearranged my packages, and so that felt really good. Yeah. It was just quick results straight away.
Absolutely.
Results.
I mean, you did all the work, so I am not surprised by what happened. What I would love to share now is in month 3, we'll talk about the how in a second, but can you first share with us this exciting news about what month 3 has looked like already?
So in the first week of January, I kind of made a bit of a mistake with my money and realised that I'd packed so much away into Visa cards and closed the visas because that my priority was to clear all this debt that I'd accumulated. And as I paid them off, I closed the credit cards down, so I had no fallback. And then suddenly I had a big bill to pay. So I'd run out of money and I had 30 days to pay this big bill. So it was it felt suddenly very desperate and tight. And I I emailed you saying, oh God, I've made this mistake. And you hopped on a call straight away. The next day we had a chat. And it felt like I actually said, Louisa, it's do or die. If I don't get this money in 30 days, I'm going to get bad credit rating, and it's going to be really bad news for me. And within, I think, that first week, you gave me strategies. You said, right, you know what you need to do. You just need to do more of it. Really go to town. And in that week, I hit 11.5. And then in the second week, there was another 5K on top of that. So over 15,000 in 2 weeks.
That is just so amazing. I know. I'm just so happy for you. You know, you went out there. It was a ton of work. I mean, no mistake about that, right? We came on the call and it was literally, well, we know what your conversion rate is at this point. We know how many calls you need to book to make the number of sales you do. So here are the 5, 6 different ways we're gonna get you booked calls. You went out there, you did all of that. You know, it was a ton of work, but it was really so worth it. You know.
Yeah, and I feel like now that, it still felt, 10K months, are they really, can I do that? Can I do that? And there's still that question around, is it possible for me? And having done it in 2 weeks and smashed it in 2 weeks, I just think I've up leveled completely.
Oh my God, yes.
It feels like I've stepped up to the next level.
Oh yeah.
And I think I was saying to you, this month has showed me what it takes. And it's almost like the first 2 months of hitting 5K, I was just kind of, going through the motions, not really doing what I was capable of, still not hitting my potential.
Right.
So this has really shown me what's possible, that it's, I can do this every month. I can do it in 2 weeks. I can do it every month.
Yeah.
So, I feel now it's made a massive shift in my confidence and my self-belief. Absolutely.
I love that. I mean, in a way, I'm, really glad that not necessarily this happened, but that you had this kind of, shift and this reason to go out there, do all this action. So now you're realizing, heck yeah, 5 figures, no big. I can absolutely do it.
Yeah.
It's a crazy amount of confidence. I can see it in you, and I love it. And so, not to take too much longer, but basically, in summary, this is 3 months and, almost $30,000, basically, It was a fast growth. Absolutely amazing. You've done what a lot of other women out there watching this video want to do. So I'd love for you to share, what is your best tip, or what are some of your best tips for if they want to do this? Because I truly believe, I think you've shown for yourself that anyone can do this, right? What is the best tip to make it happen, though?
Well, obviously, invest in a bloody coach. Invest in a coach. And it is, it can be a lot of money. It can feel like a scary amount of money, and it is, And when you think, will this work? And I've asked many times, what if? But what if it works? And it's up to us. We're completely capable. There's nothing getting in our way. If we think there's something standing in our way, it's just limiting belief. Completely belief. It's not true. There is absolutely no reason why anybody can earn 5 figures every single month consistently. It's just about knowing how to do it, having a coach behind you, rah-rahing, giving you the guidelines and the steps to take. There's just, I feel unstoppable.
You are. I love this, And thank you for sharing that. I absolutely agree. I mean, heck, that's why I built this business. Every single person out there can do it, You just need the right support. I mean, you and I, we've done really cool, great things together. And we've worked really hard, no mistake. But we're not, superhuman. We're not a different race. We're a different species, What we've done is just kind of done the work and seen the results. And I really believe, and I know you do too, that every woman out there, every person out there can do the same.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that.
I love that. Okay, so last question. I just would love for you to share a little bit about, what's next. Because I think so many people hear about, all right, I want to, make the 5-figure months. I want to be booked with clients. But they don't realize, or they don't have the time to think yet, that there's so much more exciting things waiting for them, right? So I'd love for you to share a little bit of a few things we've got planned for you next.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to doing sort of group programs and broadening the reach and just, leveraging a bit of my time because, I'm working really, really hard. It is long hours at the moment. I'm working long hours. And I love it. I'm addicted to it, so that's fine. But it would be lovely to be able to kind of shut down in the evening and relax without the brain going crazy. So I think group programs is where it's at. I'm looking forward to doing a webinar and, more of that. And yeah, just reaching out to loads more women.
I love that. No, I'm so excited for all we're going to accomplish for you and, the next 3 months. And I can't wait. Thank you so much for being here, for sharing your story. It's just one of the most inspirational ones I've ever heard of. You making that decision, betting on yourself, and then having it pay off so much. So
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you again for sharing that with us.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, Louisa.
Awesome.